Hi guys, my name is Albert and this is my channel Einbert Electric. Today I will discuss about Ohm's law and how this law was converted into a formula. Also, I will discuss how to derive some other formulas based from Ohm's law. This is my supplemental topics to my DIM lecture series, which is design, installation, and maintenance. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is a scientific discovery by a German physicist named George Simon Ohm. Ohm law states that the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across these 2 points. So, to illustrate, we have a conductor here with points 1 and point 2, so that the voltage across it is V1 minus V2. This means the voltage in V1 or the potential in V1 is greater than the potential in V2. So this is how Ohm's law is converted into formula. Ohm's law states that I, or current, is proportional to the voltage. Also, we can write voltage is proportional to the current. Now, to convert this proportionality into equation, we have to introduce a proportionality constant, and in this case it is R, which is resistance. Also, we can write it in another way as V is equals to I times R, or we can write it also as I is equals to V over R to follow the Ohm's law statement. So therefore, this is now the Ohm's law formula. I is equals to V over R. Ohm's law and power formulas. From Ohm's law formula, which is I is equals to VR, now this is our formula number 1 or equation number 1. So transposing V, we get V is equals to IR. This is now our formula number 2. And also transposing R, we get R is equals to V over I. This is our formula number 3. Also, we know that power is equals to voltage times current, or V times I. Now, this is our formula number 4. So from here, we can derive the two more equations or formulas for voltage and current. From power formula, P is equals to VI. Let us first review the rule in algebra that whatever is done to the terms in the left side of the equation, the same must be done to the terms in the right side of the equation. This is to maintain the values of both sides of the equation to be equal. The reason why equal sign is placed in between. So for power, P is equals to V times I, we want to separate V because we want to solve for V. So we multiply it 1 over I to the right side. So using the rule, we multiply also 1 over I in the left side and cancel I. What will remain is P over I is equals to V, or we can rewrite it as V is equals to P over I. Now this is our equation or formula number 5. Also, from power formula, P is equals to V times I, and using the same rule, P is equals to VI. Now we want to isolate I because we want to solve for I. We multiply it by 1 over V on the right side and also 1 over V on the left side. So we cancel V and V. What will remain is P over V is equals to I, or we can rewrite it as I is equals to P over V, which is now our formula number 6. Also, power formula, P is equals to V times I, and using also the Ohm's law formula, I is equals to V over R, we substitute this value of I in the Ohm's law formula to the I in the power formula. This will give us power is equals to V times the quantity V over R. So to write it properly, it is P is equals to V times V over R, or multiplying V and V, it comes out V squared. So now it is P is equals to V squared over R. This term now is our formula number 7. Also, from power formula, P is equals to V times I, and using also another version of Ohm's law formula, which is in terms of voltage, we substitute this voltage of Ohm's law formula into the voltage of power formula. So it comes out P is equals to I times R times I. So manipulating, we have here I times I, which is the same term. It is I squared. So we have P is equals to I squared times R. This term now is our formula number 8. From formula number 7, which is P is equals to V squared over R, we want to transpose V squared. So multiply both sides by R. This is our equation. We multiply it by R from to the right side and R to the left side. So this R now cancels. What is remaining is RP is equals to V squared, or we can rewrite it as V squared is equals to PR. Now the problem here is how do we remove this exponent 2 so that only V will remain. So what we have to do, same rule of the basic algebra, whatever we are doing on the left side, we are also doing on the right side. So I will apply an exponent to this term V squared. I will apply 1/2 here so we can cancel 2. Also to the right side, I will do the same. So we can cancel these 2, and what will remain is V is equals to square root of PR. So why it becomes square root? It's because the equivalent of any term raised to the exponent of 1/2 is equivalent to its square root. Okay, this is now our formula number 9. Also, from formula number 8, which is P is equals to I squared R, we want to isolate I squared because we want to solve for I. So we multiply both sides by 1 over R to remove this R. So this is the equation. We multiply it by 1 over R in the right side and 1 over R in the left side, so that we can cancel R. What remains is P over R is equal to I squared. We can rewrite it also as I squared is equals to P over R. So using the same rule, to remove the exponent 2, we apply by raising it to the exponent of 1/2. So it is now I is equals to square root of the complete term P over R. This is now our equation or formula number 10. Also from formula number 7, we want to isolate R because we want to solve for R, which is resistance. We just multiply it by 1 over V squared. So this is the formula. We multiply it by 1 over V squared in the right side and 1 over V squared in the left side. So we cancel this V squared. What remains is P over V squared is equals to 1 over R. Now, the problem here is R is in the denominator. So how are we going to manipulate? So the same rule we will do. Whatever we'll do in the right side, we will do on the left side. So what I will do, I will just reverse. I will put R on the numerator and I will put 1 on the denominator. Also in the left side, I will put V squared in the numerator and P in the denominator. So I am not changing the value of this equation. Now, how are we going to manipulate to calculate for R? So this R, this is one technique. What we will do is just cross multiply this V squared times 1 and divide it by the opposite of R, which is P. So we get R is equals to V squared over P. This is now our equation number 11. Also, from equation number 8 or formula number 8, we have P is equals to I squared R. Here we want to isolate R. We want also to solve for another equation R. We multiply both sides by 1 over I squared. Here P is equals to I squared R multiplied in the right side by 1 over I squared. In the left side also multiply 1 over I squared. So I squared and I squared here is cancelled. So what remains is P over I squared is equals to R. Or we can rewrite it as R is equals to P over I squared. This is now our equation or formula number 12. Now, since we have calculated all formulas, we have derived all formulas, now we can put it in the Ohm's law wheel. This is what we are seeing in the Ohm's law wheel. E is equals to V, which means E is the electromotive force and V is the voltage. P is power, I is current, V is the voltage, and R is the resistance. This is now our Ohm's law wheel, as what we are seeing in many books and in the internet. But it came only from two basic equations, which is the Ohm's law equation or Ohm's law formula, which is E over R or V over R, and the power formula V times I or E times I. So the Ohm's law formula is our number one formula. And also number two formula was derived from the Ohm's law formula. Number three also from the Ohm's law formula. Number four is our basic power formula, V times I or E times I. Number 5 also came from our basic power formula, the same with equation or formula number 6. So in sequence, as what we have done, this is the sequence. We have formula number 7, E squared over R, formula number 8, I squared R, formula number 9, square root of P times R, formula number 10, square root of P over R, formula number 11, E squared over P, and formula number 12, P over I squared. This is the complete Ohm's law wheel formulas or equations. So thank you guys for watching. If you like my video lecture, please like and click subscribe, and also click the notification bell and click and select all, so that you will not miss all my other lectures that I am going to give. Thank you and God bless.